Alright guys, let's go to the Raw review. I'm not mucking about here. By the way, the reason I didn't do a Wednesday wrestling wrap-up is for two reasons. Number one, I'm a lazy arsehole. And number two, I'm a lazy arsehole. So, yeah, this is the July 13th, 2015 episode of Raw, of course. And we are coming from you live from Atlanta, Georgia. We start the show with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. They're kicking it off. Heyman is getting ready for Battleground. He's hyping up the show because it's going to be next week, this Sunday for the Americas, Monday over here. And I think it might be my day off, so I get to watch it live. Hooray! So then Heyman says, I am the advocate for the Cadillac crushing, J&J conquering. I'm not done yet. Badass Avenger who this Sunday night makes Seth Rollins pays for his sins. The Beast of Battleground, Brock Lesnar, like that. And then he talks about Brock's accomplishments, and so Rollins decides to break the 11th commandment. Good job, buddy. And he just talks a bunch of shit and says he's gonna burn Suplex City to the ground, like you've been saying all these other fucking weeks. And then Brock just comes up, he takes the microphone, and is like, I'll take it to Suplex City right now, bitch. And like, oh shit. And then Kane is like, alright, as the director of operation, Kane sounds nothing like that. I've announced a contract signing for this Battleground match because, contract signings, nothing can go wrong. I know, even Paul Heyman said something about that. And Heyman's like, and Kane must have said something, and Heyman was like, oh, are you threatening Brock Lesnar? I'm about to be threatened by The Undertaker's baby brother. Oh, damn. And said that Brock was the one who beat his brother at WrestleMania, as he likes to tell us. And, yeah, pretty good promo from Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, as usual. And, yeah, it should be okay, this little thingy. It probably ends in a... Why do I say probably? I know how it fucking ends, but you might have been watching this review and you probably don't know what happened on Raw, so I'm going to leave it as a surprise for you. Any gay, let's get on to the most exciting match of all time. Randy Orton and Ryback versus Sheamus and the Big Show in a tag team match. Yes! Vince's boys taking on each other. Miz was on commentary. Not as good as he was last week, but whatever. Ryback decided to expand his moveset in this match. He did a plancha on the outside, which I thought was pretty cool. Randy Orton must have snorted some coke backstage because he was hyped out. He did a bloody drop kick, which I haven't seen from him in a while. I think he did something outside the ring, and he oversold something. It was pretty funny. How this match ended was Ryback got the win by doing a splash off the top rope. Really cool. Nice to see that Ryback is putting more stuff into his moveset. I really, really like that. Of course, keep the meat hook clothesline and do the shell shock because it's really, really cool. Yeah, great stuff from these two. Very enjoyable match. Ryback, good on you, buddy. Backstage, we have Kane. Did I just say it was good? It was an average match, but Ryback's stuff was pretty cool. Backstage, we have Kane and says, hey, I've got a plan for you, Rollins. And he's like, I hope it's not provoking Brock again. You friggin' idiot. And then, pretty much. And then we get Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Well, we thought we were going to see that. That wasn't until, because Wyatt's coming out with the lantern and he's looking all creepy and shit. And then when he blows the lantern, lights go back on, and then Roman Reigns is just chilling there, and he's like, boom, bitch, and beats him up. Mr. Cock his fist is just beating him up, attacks him from behind, goes into the ring, goes to hit the Samoan drop. Wyatt then reverses. Reigns goes for that, boom, Superman punch him in the face. Wyatt then rolls out of the ring. I think he hit him with the lantern, and it looked really bad. As in hurt-wise. So, yeah, nice to see that Reigns is obviously pissed off from this, as anyone would. Their match at Battleground should be very, very interesting, and I'll get more into that in my predictions when I release that sometime this week. Then, we get to probably the best segment, and I say segment of the night. We get Team Bella in the ring. We've got Nikki, Brie, Alicia Fox, just looking mint as, especially Alicia Fox. She was very attractive tonight. Nikki Bella, of course, was hot. Just such a creep. Anyway, I'm just a dude. So Nikki says that she's been held in the title for 232 days after beating AJ Lee. Please don't go over it, right? Please. And then she's taken out all the competition, and that she's the total diva because she appears on shitty reality shows and shitty movies and just shit. By the way, you're not the total diva. Dana Brooke is the total diva. Up, down, whatever at NXT. But then Stephanie McMahon, the principal owner, comes out, who's never shown any interest in the Divas Division except right now, of course. Says that Nikki doesn't own the Divas Division in WWE, and she's like, I do, bitch. And that she says women are taking over sports, tennis, soccer, Ronda Rousey. I think she's got a fight at UFC 190 against some bitch that's been talking crap about her. I hope Ronda just knocks the shit out of her. That'd be hilarious. I think I might actually watch that match just for Ronda. Anyway, we're not here to talk about UFC, talk about Raw. And then Stephanie McMahon comes out and says, women are taking over sports and it's time for WWE to follow the trend, and that she wants a change into the Divas Division. Who knows will that last? Let's hope. Let's cross our fingers that this lasts. And so she's like, and Paige wants the same thing I want. She comes out. Nikki Bella's like, why is she coming out? I've been a bunch of times. And she's like, well, she wants to change in the Divas Division. I want to change. And she can't do it alone. So she introduces Becky Lynch. Yes. So happy. And Charlotte. Woo! So, yeah, very awesome to see them on WWE television. But then Naomi and Tamina comes out. They interrupt and they say, we want in on this revolution. And Steph's like, alright, that's sick. And so introduces Sasha Banks, and I'm like, yes! I love Sasha Banks. She's probably my favorite NXT diva right now. She definitely deserves that women's championship. Are you all getting called up? Like, if so, Sasha's probably going to have to drop the title. Hopefully it's a Bayley. That'd be pretty good. I want to see Bayley as champion. But I think she's currently in a feud right now with Dana Brooke and Emma, so one of those two are going to probably win. But who cares about NXT right now? I'll talk about that in the next Wednesday wrap-up. I promise I will do one. And then all three teams are eyeing each other, and then they just beat each other up in the ring. The NXT Divas, Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha, they do their submission moves, which looked awesome. Team Bella's on the outside, and it's just Paige and Naomi's teams just staring each other down, and I'm like, yes, just fuck the Bellas. Alicia Fox can join in, but the Bellas can piss off. Those two can have a fun time. Those two teams. Great segment, fantastic. Nice to see the women's division get boosted up. Then we have the New Day. They come out and they insult Atlanta. Apparently Xavier's from Atlanta, and that, oh, your team didn't win the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. But you did it with positivity. And then they took on the Primetime Players and Mark Henry for his 987th face turn. So Henry and Primetime Players win by O'Neal pulled Biggie off the apron, and Young leaps into the World's Strongest Slam. Henry picks up for the win, and then Henry and PTP do the Millions of Dollars dance. So that was cool. Next up, we have R-Truth versus King Barrett. Sweet. Then we get John Cena doing his US Open Challenge. Rusev comes out with Summer Rae and says he'd still be US champion if it wasn't for that stupid rich Lana. And then Kevin Owens comes out, and Rusev called him a stupid French American. And says, Rusev, you take your Lana wannabe, get your flag and stick it up your shirt, blah, 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 blah. Cesaro comes out, fans love him, thank God. I was just alive for last week. He's got my respect. Boom, boom. Is that what he does? Fucking boom, boom. And so he doesn't say anything, he just beats on those two. And they said, oh, triple threat match, winner faces Cena for the US title. So it's pretty much a number one contenders match. Great stuff. I'll go through some of the important stuff. Rusev hit a swinging Saito suplex, which is like He goes back here, and he just goes swinging and goes boom, and just fucking destroys everything in his back. We saw a springboard tornado DDT, boom, by Owens. Cesaro does a corkscrew dive, like something you can see how Lucha Underground just goes onto everyone. We got a stalling suplex to Rusev by Cesaro, and he just holds him up, and he's like, "You good? Okay, I'm gonna put you down now," like that. It's just Cesaro's a beast in this match. During the match, Owens walked out and was like, "I'm gonna beat Cena at Battleground." Rusev does a crazy suplex on the apron, because you know how Cesaro does that suplex from the second rope? Rusev did it and just slammed it, just, brutal. Cesaro does a very high drop kick, running uppercuts everywhere, and then Cesaro does a suicide dive, but Rusev ended up getting the win with a super kick to the chest. Then he faces Cena. He's battered. He's bruised. Cena's like, "Alright, let's go, buddy." And then, during the match, Rusev hits the accolade, but Owens interferes, pop-up powerbomb Rusev, and he yells, "I told you nobody is taking this except for me, it's my title," and to Cena, and does the "you can't see me" thing. So I cannot wait for Cena versus Owens 3. Should be kick-ass. Rusev was a beast during this, Cesaro was a beast, everyone was a beast. Beast matches, beast segment. Lita came out and introduced the Tough Enough cast. They showed all the cast members, but the two that got the big spot was Patrick, the black dude, and ZZ, the big dude. He's an alligator wrestler. I just watched the first 3 episodes of Tough Enough, you know. I can't help it, it's addicting. Then we get Stardust cutting a promo, and then after that he's going to face Neville, and they did like a comic book kind of graphic, which I thought was pretty cool. Stardust ended up beating him with like grabbing the tights. Music accidentally plays for Neville, but then changed back to Stardust. Time to turn back to Cody Rhodes, dude. The Stardust thing's starting to get old. Then we get to the contract signing between Rollins and Lesnar. Heyman says, you know, this Sunday night at Battleground, Rollins will get his ass kicked. Rollins will get beat up, hurt, slapped, punched, suplexed, F5, pinned, and dethroned. Then the two sign the contract. Heyman says that Rollins' hands are on the table. Lesnar flips it over, grabs this weird stick from like last week under it, flips it back, puts the stick down. It's like, "Come on, make your move, mother liquor." And then Rollins is like, grabs stick from the thing. Then he throws the table. Rollins beats him up. Kane comes in. Rollins runs off like a bitch. Then Lesnar hits F5 on the outside, gets the steel steps and drops him on Kane's foot. He's hurt. Lesnar decides to piss off, holds up the championship and leaves. Then Rollins comes back in and he says, you know, that he's going to beat Lesnar. "I'm better than you. I'm going to rip that stupid sword tattoo off your chest. I got you in half." And what the fuck was that? That scared me. And then Ferrero will be known as the man who slayed the beast. And then holds up the championship, walks out of the ring. He looks at Kane and he's like, "Your big plan sucked. It's just a bigger disappointment than your career," and just beats up on Kane because he's a great human being. Yeah, alright. It was an okay segment. I thought there was some good stuff. I didn't know about Rollins' character because 1 minute he was like this little pussy fart that ran out of the ring. Then right after Lesnar comes back, he's this big tough guy. I don't understand it, but that's how Rollins should have been booked for this whole feud. But, you know, I'm trying to make fun of Storm K here. Don't know who she is. Good. But, yeah, what do I think of this Raw overall? This Raw gets a thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. US title stuff. Divas segment was just fantastic. And this last bit with the signing of the contract was pretty good. So, yeah, good Raw overall. Thank you, guys, for watching. Make sure to leave a like. You know where the subscribe button is. Comment down below your thoughts of tonight's Raw. And I'll see you guys later. And I'm out in 3, 2, 1...